My name's Aaron, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I am viewing Oud Noir by Versace or Versace. For 100ml from the fragrance shop it's £94.40. And from other places the price was all over the place. Well, that's a member's price, the non-member's price is £118. The seduction of a desert sunset, a warm breeze in the air giving a feeling of well-being. A sensual, heady aroma, almost aphrodisiacal. One of the finest ingredients of perfumery craftsmanship gives life to Versace Pour Homme OUD NOIR. The fragrance for men by Versace, designed for lovers of oriental fragrance. For a man with a strong personality, an intense and regal composition, spicy and with a deep sense of leather. Top notes are bitter orange, neroli, black pepper. The base notes are oud wood, patchouli, leatherwood. The heart notes are cardamom, saffron and frankincense. Do we have our bottles of Oud Noir by Versace? Are we engaged with our higher self? Let's get testing. One thing I'm very curious about is when you are looking through the notes, does that encourage you to buy it? So do all those notes make sense? Please leave your comments below if you can picture the frankincense, the black pepper, the oud, all of these things. What does that make sense? I'm very curious. And how much does that marketing influence you to buy it? Very curious as well. I don't generally tend to do marketing because with it, all that spiel, because I'm kind of not really that sort of person. I've never got time to be doing all that. I think I used to, but now I don't really do it. So I'm just very curious all of that. I know there's a comparison to Tom Ford Oud Wood, and we should be looking at the comparison in another video. But today we're going to look at the atomizer. I think it's like standard. This isn't Eau de Parfum. Super smooth, bright. Immediately I'm kind of getting that reminiscent of Oud Wood by Tom Ford. I'm kind of getting it, but there is differences to it. Vibrant, clean, you can sort of smell the frankincense in it. I'm dealing with frankincense at the moment. There is absolutely a difference with the suppliers. I've said this before, but with naturals, you really notice the difference when you spend your money. I can't remember the price of the frankincense I got, but it's one of these fractions where they clean it up. As I said before, I'm going to go to France and see how they do this, so I don't quite know. One of the patchoulis is supercritical carbon dioxide. And with this, I think it's fractional distillation, I think. So this, it starts off reminiscent, but then it dries down sort of different. So it starts off like, I thought it was like, okay, it's really similar, but it is drying different. The difference is Caphalis, which is an oriental wood, which is in that sort of family of wood aromatic. Oriental wood, not Lux alone is in that. Cedar is sort of in that as well. Cedar in this. Cedarwood, patchouli, frankincense. Based upon Iso Super, you would absolutely base this upon Iso Super. But this is more peppery, this is more dry, this is more oriental. Other amber, like raw materials like Credember and Ambercore and Ambroxan, so all of those materials really go together. They're in a classification. So classification in perfumery of raw materials is really important because they're automatically a starting block where you would start from. So Oriental you look towards, if you're looking for an ambergris based fragrance, you would look towards them and they all go together, so that's easy. It's Credember, Ambercore, it's very soft. Ambercore can be used to extend Ambroxan. So Ambroxan is very expensive depending on the grade. I just have a new type of Ambroxan, I think it's called Ambrox DL. And that smells completely different to my normal Ambroxan, which is the flakes. I buy the flakes, which is the most expensive and the most refined. But because of a shortage of clary sage, which is used in the manufacture of Ambroxan, the Ambrox DL bypasses that, and I think it's all derived from sort of chemistry rather than starting natural block. That's what I think. And they do smell completely different, and they do go completely in different things. When I smelled it, I was very excited to try this new Ambroxan. We go for a lot of Ambroxan, and then when I got the DL and I got the two together, completely different, going completely different things. The DL is, in my mind, it's much more animalistic. It's giving you that heavier animalistic feel. I'm going to use it in different things actually coming up in the future, and the normal Ambrox I'm going to use. It just goes really nice with citruses. It goes with everything, but it's much finer. Gives you a finer finish to it. That's beside the point. So when you're looking for ambergris like raw materials, there are also different Iso Super, which I think is called ambergris ketone, Iso Super, Credember, Ambercore. You would sweeten this up, it's quite bitter. Onto my final thoughts. As I've mentioned, this starts off really similar, and that is the Camphalis and the Cashmere and other amber notes, and there's other sort of amber musks that are in this that are in the Tom Ford, but it doesn't dry down exactly the same. I'm gonna try it in a minute and I'll give you the comparison to it. So this for the price is about, I think, between 80 and 100 pounds for 100 ml. This is like dead on the money. This is like for what's in it, for how it is, it's performing beautifully on my skin. Kind of it's got the metallic. I love metallic notes. Metallic notes are, I think, really lovely. They're kind of like bright metallic. One of them that does that is, what's it called? Z11P. Z11P smells of metal. A lot of these metal notes are nice. There's another one, Ambrol. That's really, really metallic and animalistic. And all these sort of notes are giving it a dry, woody, animalistic, ambergris sort of feel with the naturals, beautiful naturals, the patchouli, the cedarwood, the frankincense in there, balsams in there as well, sandalwood in there. This has been expertly created, so this is people who really, really know what they're doing, and I think it smells different enough to be its own thing. Of course, I love the name. I think it's a cool name. I think every range should have an Oud Noir. So I'll go through my final marks and thought processes with you. I think the price is dead on. I think it's excellent. I think it's really, really excellent for how this is performing. I think if you were to spray, I would never do 1 or 2 sprays. Because I'm doing a review and I'm going to do a lot of reviews, I would do 1 or 2 sprays. I've got to get kind of through them all. But I would always recommend doing a minimum of 8 sprays, and then kind of you apply less throughout the day. You'll smell monstrous, but that's how to do it. So this, I think, performs excellently. I think the value for money is really, really excellent. I think it smells familiar. I think it's excellent. I kind of love the bottle as well. The atomizer is really good. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. The 2 marks coming off it are just purely because it's not giving me the ooh la la sensation. It's not giving me something that's really different. It's kind of really familiar, which is, I mean, in Perfumer, you always less of a risk when it's familiar. When it's very new smelling, it takes people a while to get round to it. I think when things are familiar, you can just guarantee you're going to sell it. So love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands, lots of fragrance views. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.